Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kudlow. I'm Larry Kudlow. Last evening, we had former Russian chess grandmaster and human rights advocate Garry Kasparov, and he was telling us that there's no clear proof that a Ukraine victory is part of President Biden's agenda. And Garry made an important related point that a bunch of people in the administration see the Ukraine war as a distraction from their ultra-left-wing domestic agenda. Therefore, this group could just as soon end the war at any cost, including territorial concessions by President Zelensky. These are tough points. Remember, John Kerry, he said he worried that the war would interrupt the radical Green New Deal climate change movement? It was an incredibly stupid statement. But Kasparov made what I thought was a brilliant point. Take a listen to this.
They are not sure whether they want Ukraine to win, because if Putin regime collapses, and by the way, Ukraine winning the war and recovering all territories, Crimea included, is synonymous to the collapse of Putin regime. And it's a paranoia.
In other words, if Ukraine can win and Russia loses, then Putin is kaput, gone. Regime change will be upon him. That was Garry Kasparov's tremendous insight. And Kasparov, by the way, agreed with Biden's original statement that Putin must go, as did I. I thought it was the best sentence in his whole presidency. But then everybody in his administration walked it back, which was a terrible mistake. But what Kasparov is saying is that the U.S. must expand its financial and energy sanctions to damage Putin and deliver as many lethal weapons as President Zelensky needs, and that this is the road to regime change in Russia. Putin, out. Putin's a war criminal. And it is good to see President Biden stepping up that rhetoric. The horrific evidence and pictures in Bucha and Mariupol and elsewhere, crimes against humanity, mass graves, killing innocent civilians, elderly, women, children, attempting to level out major cities. I think in some strange way, it's all having a positive impact on the lead from behind Biden administration. They're shifting their policy from the public outcry and the horrific pictures and results of Russian actions. The president may be stepping up his game on defending Ukraine. It's a maybe. Today, Biden repeated his support for war crime trials and inquiries. And look, Putin is a criminal. He's a war criminal, a madman, and a crook. He's been stealing from the Russian working folks for decades. He's the biggest oligarchical kleptomaniac of them all. He's holding public office for over 3 decades and accumulating, reportedly, over $200 billion in wealth. Now, Elon Musk is reportedly worth $267 billion, but Elon earned it. Putin stole it. Now, Biden has put sanctions on Putin. So once again, I ask, why haven't we seized his $700 million yacht sitting off the coast of Italy? Take it. In your face, Putin. The U.S. and Spain just seized a tiny $90 million rowboat from a Russian oligarch. Now's the time to hit the big fish. By the way, the U.S. Treasury just blocked a $600 million Russian payment on its sovereign debt, forbidding any use of Russian-owned dollar reserves held at U.S. banks. That is a good step, very good. It puts Russia on the road to debt default and total bankruptcy. But we still have to go after the Russian energy sector, where Russian exports are running 1/3 above a year ago, and therefore financing Putin's war machine to the tune of over $300 billion. We need to thoroughly sanction, loophole-free, all the Russian banks, including the central bank, and then move towards secondary bank sanctions around the world. As I've said before, the Russian ruble has rallied 40% in recent weeks. That tells me we are not choking off Russian finances yet. A new set of sanctions is set to be announced shortly, and we'll see if they're sufficiently tough. Look, Reagan used to say, we win, they lose. Actually, Biden, I think, is a bit closer to that than he was a month ago. But Garry Kasparov is right. He's not there yet. It's time to get there, because if we do, we will rid the world of Putin the dictator, Putin the war criminal, and Putin the crook. And we will have done so without putting one American troop on the ground in the Ukraine. Just think of that.